Helen Yee here in Las Vegas. Always great to be joined by the one and only, the UFC Hall of Famer, Mr. Urijah Faber. Now, first off, congratulations. I know your A1 Combat. It's going to debut on Fight Pass May 1st, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. We're just, they announced it, I think, on July 9th, and we've got some awesome fights happening. It's the Hard Rock Casino in Sacramento. Great partnerships all around, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, we're really looking forward to bringing a home to Northern California where we can showcase the top talent and really talent worldwide, because we have guys that come in from all over the globe to be a part of this thing. And, Fight Pass is a great partner, and we're following that up right afterwards on the 28th and the 29th at back-to-back shows on the 28th and 29th at the Hard Rock Casino again on Fight Pass. So a lot of good fights coming, and it's going to be awesome.
Definitely. And speaking of a lot of good fights and a lot of talent, I know you're in town this weekend for Maycee Barber and Clay Guida. How are they looking ahead of their fights?
They look great. Guida, he'll do like a 45-minute intense training, like in our little workout rooms, and not even be breathing hard. So he's like a consummate professional, getting a little up there, but he keeps showing out and putting out amazing performances, and we're expecting another one on Saturday night. And Maycee also, she's hitting hard and weight's on point and ready to really make a statement in this one against a tough opponent.
Yeah, and there's always so much to look forward to, and especially in your former division, the UFC Bantamweight division. A couple weeks ago, we saw Aljamain Sterling defeat Petr Yan. What did you make of that result?
I still need to watch the fight, unfortunately. I watched some of the undercard, and I had some stuff going on with the kids, and I keep meaning to go back and watch the fight. And I've heard mixed reviews on the call, but I mean, Aljo had a fire lit under him. He was. I think a lot of people were counting him out. I actually had thought that Yan was going to win also, and so he, rose to the occasion, and it sounds like he fought a smart fight. I did hear that some people thought it went the other way. I'm yet to have watched the fight, so I have to go back and see my opinion on the thing.
Well, afterwards, I know that Aljamain expressed interest in fighting TJ Dillashaw. What do you make of that as the next fight for him?
That sounds like a good fight. I mean, TJ's had that win over Sandhagen, which is another close one, so it's another one that could have gone either way. There's also, Sugar Shane O'Malley. We've got Jose Aldo's been on an amazing streak and looking the best we've seen him in a very long time. Cody needs to get a win or two and get back in there. I think that would be a great matchup with Aljo and Cody also. I think Cody's going to go back to 135. And then the other guys that are coming up, we've got Song Yadong and the rest of the hitters. So there's some great matchups. I think TJ would be a good one. I think Jose Aldo would be a really good one. Both those names stand out.
Well, I know also Dominic Cruz expressed interest in fighting Jose Aldo too. So there's just a lot happening in that division.
Yeah, I know Song had called out Dominic Cruz, and he's looking for a fight. Hopefully get Song in a fight soon. I think Dominic and Jose Aldo would be an iconic fight. I mean, two legendary guys that have super different styles. I'd be interested in that one also. I mean, curious how that one would play out. So I'd like to see that.
And Song, he's only 24 years old. He's looking great.
Yeah, Song has been getting better and better. He keeps adding to his game. I mean, he's knocking everyone out, but his wrestling and his grappling is getting really, really, really good. And he's also putting things together nicely, becoming a real mixed martial artist. He's enjoying the process. He's having some fun. He's got his family. He's finally got some money in the bank. Like, he's in a great spot to really go on a run for that championship.
Well, someone else that just announced he's back in the USADA pool, Henry Cejudo. So what do you make of that?
Henry, I think you might have listened to me. Now, you laughed it off, but it makes sense, buddy. Get in while the getting's good. Go get some cash. Keep cementing that legacy, making your name, and being the baddest dude on the planet. I think that's great news. Hopefully he follows through, and we get to see one of the best fighters on the planet step back in.
Well, I know he's been targeting that C4 and wanting Alex Volkanovski. So what do you make of him wanting to fight Volkanovski at 145?
I mean, it's give or take on size things. Like, I fought 35s and I fought 45s, fought for titles at both weight classes. You give things up a little bit faster when you're the smaller guy, a little bit stronger when you're the bigger guy. It's all about matchups. I think Volkanovski is a very tough wrestler, but not a Henry Cejudo wrestler. And Henry's a big, strong guy for his size, but not strong like Volkanovski. So it's interesting to me. I think it's if the guys want to fight, let them fight.
Well, who do you think would win if they do fight?
I'd have to see Henry come out of retirement. If he's close in size, if he's legitimately about the same weight, I've got to go with Cejudo. But I don't know how the difference is. I mean, I don't know the heaviest Henry's ever been. I know Volkanovski was 210 at one point when he was playing rugby. That's a big difference in size if Henry is truly a 25-pounder and he's truly a 45, 55-pounder. But I don't know. How's Henry looking? I mean, how's he looking these days? Is he...
Well, what I do know is, so he does a show, Triple C and Schmo Show, with the Schmo, and a couple weeks ago he did 50 push-ups while eating Cheetos here, and there's like a famous photo now going around of him in a Speedo. I mean, I could show you, yeah.
I saw that Speedo pic, but is that a recent pic? Because I also saw him where he looked really, really ripped. If he looked as ripped as I saw him in this other photo, and he's weighing about 155 pounds, then I would go with Henry. But if he's as ripped as he looked and he's weighing 128 pounds or something, then I'm going to go with Volkanovski.
But what we do know is that's going to be a fun fight, right? And hopefully we'll see that happen.
Yeah, I'd like that to happen. I mean, I think what the problem is I know Henry. I'm a fan of Henry. But he's been out for a while, and that doesn't mean anything about his fighting. It means about promotions. He hasn't been in the UFC's process of blowing guys up. Had he spent the last couple years fighting, or at least in the space, I mean, he's done a good job of being a coach and being relevant and getting some things out there. But he's not in the UFC machine, which. Anderson Silva, it took him a long time to actually be making real money and make a good name, and they kind of faked it until they made it with Ronda Rousey too. She wasn't pulling the numbers that she was that they were saying as she was a superstar until the very end. This stuff takes time, so let's get him back in, get the ball rolling, get the UFC machine behind him, and hopefully that's the fight that people want to see.
And someone else who does have the UFC machine behind him, Khamzat Chimaev. Last time you and I kind of spoke about his rise. What did you make of his fight against Gilbert? Did you happen to catch that?
I got to watch that one too. I got 2 kids now. So,
busy man, yeah. And a new promotion and training.
And business and a lot of other things. So I'll get all these back in. But, I mean, the guy's incredible. But we did see he got rocked. I did see that highlight where he got rocked in that fight. So, it's just a reminder that this is the real sport. All these guys are human and everybody's beatable, but he's definitely a world class athlete and a world class competitor and somebody that's going to make some real waves.
And lastly, Cub Swanson, I know someone that you've kind of been eyeing. I mean, is there an update on if we could see that potential fight happen?
I'm waiting for the UFC to pop the question.
What's taking them so long?
They're nervous. I don't know. No one's spoken to me about it. Yeah. I've briefly talked to Cub, and as long as he's willing to come down and wait, I'd do that all day. I was 156 after I trained today with Cody and Lance and Maycee and all the guys and girls on the team. Clay, I was 156. So I think it's let's go at 35s. Let's do it.
For all your fans who can't wait to watch more of you, and hopefully we'll see that fight against Cub this year, what would you like to let them know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting. I'm good with or without the fight. It does sound like a good time, but check out A1 Combat, guys. UFC Fight Pass. We're going to be holding amazing shows, some top talent, and it's going to be a lot of fun.